Hi, hello everybody, this is Tom Wood. I would like to talk a little bit about my history. I have been from the age of 24. I'm not today. I'm 35. I'm going to be 36 in 2 months. When I was 24, I was first committed to hospital in Stavanger, Norway. I was committed and diagnosed with schizophrenia and delirium. Delirium is alcohol poisoning, and schizophrenia is fear of the unknown. When I see myself and I don't recognize myself, I don't know who I am. I mean, people today spend millions and billions and zillions and billions on everything from alcohol and heroin or schools or studying and programs and plans and seminars and family and therapy to find out who they are. You could say that schizophrenia is fear of what is unknown. You sort of get fed up from your own fear, and you just realize that you are fear chronic, sort of. And also from the fact that you create, very often it's related to hearing voices. Schizophrenia and hearing voices are very much equal to each other. Schizophrenia and hearing voices. It is often diagnosed as a symptom to hear voices together with schizophrenia, but also together with bipolarity or traumatic disorders and dissociative identity disorder and other diagnoses. So it's a fruit ball. All those diagnoses. There's just names are not really that relevant, because very often people will take on the diagnosis like a piece of clothing, like look at I got ADHD, look how cool I am, or I got schizophrenia, look how cool I am, and wear these kind of roles or to take on their own diagnosis like it was a piece of clothing to be cool, or to try to figure it out, or try to brag about it, and then ending up this walking commercial for the diagnosis and for the sickness. And or medication that is simply not cool. I mean, I've been taking lots of different medications during the last 12 years. I've been taking all sorts of medications, and I have a very mixed relationship to taking medication. Very mixed experiences with dealing with medications. I find it today that I take one type of medication. Very often I take one type of medication. Very often people in psychiatry take 2, 3, 4 or maybe more than that different kinds of drugs during a day. And that is simply something that I find problematic. I mean, because it's a designer drug, and it's designed to make your life better. And if one design doesn't fit, why should another? Why should two fit? I mean, so it's a question of metaphors and meta-analysis, or understanding a drug and understanding chemistry in the brain and emotions and placebo and feelings and thoughts and energies and mind. So I would say that since it is a designer drug specifically designed to help a life situation, I would say that 1 is more than enough, and 2 is plentiful, and if there's more than that, it just ruins the whole balance of taking medications. Because if it's like a basket of toys, you choose one toy. This is my toy. This is my drug. And I could take one for the other hand. This is also my drug. This is also my toy. This is my drug, my designer drug. But if you have 5 or 6 or 7 of them, it gets like wow, chaotic, and you can't find the reason why you even started taking the medical drugs. So it's a matter of placebo. It's a matter of conviction, conviction, being convicted by something. It's a matter of being aware, of having the knowledge, of having knowledge about an awareness about mind, about energies, about emotions, about attachments, about memory, all these fears, everything, projection, and everything that's been going on with the human mind, and to realize that all these backshots of mind, energies, projections, fears, emotions, all this crap that has been driving me to well, as long as I've gotten today, I realized that I want to live a life with intuition, and I want to live a life with consistency, with patience, with forgiveness. I want to live with honesty. I want to live with awareness, and to change all this, and to draw the map, redraw the map, sort of, and to change all this, from emotions to backshots to fears, to change all this into patience, into perseverance, into awareness and honesty, which is what we do at Destiny.org. That is exactly what we do at Destiny.org. We change ourselves from the pre-programmed matrix pieces we have been, and that we partially are still, many of us, and to change ourselves into a more dynamic, honest, and complete being of oneness and equality, which is where we set our standards at oneness and equality. So during my 10 years or 12 years, 10 years I've been spent in psychiatry. I've had almost 100 commitments to a psychiatric hospital in Norway, and I've also been addicted to alcohol, hashish, and cannabis, weed. All those 3 have been my 3 challenges. Alcohol, cannabis, and hashish. I also tried other chemicals or drugs, but they didn't do it for me. I didn't fall for them, so to speak. But I was really, hashish drove me pretty fucking far down misery line. I tell you that for sure. I mean, I was very hooked on hashish and cannabis, and also alcohol, and it left mark in me that I realized that I will maybe not be able to restore, because they are so devastating. There are the marks on my body and my brain and on my emotional feeling body, and everything with it are so devastating and so hard that I'm not sure that I'll ever be able to restore that, but I don't know that for sure. I have not discussed that much with doctors or medical professionals, but I realized that I have, since I became drug-free 2 years ago, in May 2012, I said enough with the booze, enough with the alcohol, enough with the hashish, enough with the weed. Time for a stop. This have to end. And that is 2 years ago since now. And I realized that my toughest component was the cannabis or the weed, because with weed I could always escape and feel like, what shall I say? I found it hard to forgive myself because of weed, and I couldn't really find that element or that piece of that word that would fit into my self-forgiveness, because and it was staring me in the face all the time, and the reward was responsibility. or chores or work like responsibility, or chores or work. And I realized that whenever I would take a smoke of weed and smoke it, I would feel like, no more responsibility, thank jeez, and I would be like relieving myself out of responsibility and out of chores and work. I think that I don't have to work, I can relax now. This is a good great pause for me, relaxing, and I realized that is where I have to work with my self-forgiveness, on the point of responsibility, on the point of chores or work or participation in society, and being a responsible person. So that was a big turn for me within my process of Destiny I process and self-forgiveness. Was that I realized that my weed addiction, specifically weed addiction, was because I was struggling with my responsibility. I have to relieve myself from that point of where I looked upon responsibility as something that was stressful or hurtful or demanding, or anyway more making me emotional, fucked up. So I did that, and I started my Destiny I process. I think it was in January or February of 2012. I think it was that I started my process with Destiny I process, the professional. Now, Destiny.org has got several platforms where one can find, one can start a writing course, learn self-forgiveness, learn to see what self-honesty is, learn to work with self-corrections, and then walk the change, be the change every day, and let go of the old pre-programmed fears, emotions, and gradually let go of all that, and reach for more of what life has to offer, that is in the sense of equality and oneness. And Destiny has several processes that can be walked for anyone that is willing to take on the tasks of walking and writing. And so I would recommend for everybody to try, at least try the Destiny Light course. It is for free. It is the one course that is for free, apart from participating on the forum. Destiny Light course is fun, and you get to learn to use self-forgiveness, and you get to learn to use self-corrections. So I would recommend that to anybody. And also, if you can afford, Destiny I Process Pro and or the Greenmanship course, and participate on the forum. And that is how I managed to become drug-free and alcohol-free, and free of emotionally drag-alongs that were just huge extra baggage for me within my life, drugs and alcohol. And it is my participation, it is my effort, it is my writing, my talking to myself, telling myself these things that have made me to what I am today. Today I have a car, I have a part-time job, I have a responsibility. I have different kinds of responsibilities with telling my story to people, with sharing my expertise of experience in psychiatry. I have a much more profound life. I live completely without drugs and alcohol, and I learned very, very much from reading Destiny articles, and I would recommend for anybody to investigate some time with reading the articles. That will really make you realize stuff. And so I went from psychiatry, being like addicted to psychiatry, being addicted to weed, being addicted to alcohol, being addicted to going to psychiatry, and then to to freeing myself with destiny and freeing myself every day, every hour, every time I do self-forgiveness with destiny. The destiny.org, and I don't know how to say this, but I really don't. There is nothing on the surface of this earth that could tempt me or drag me away from my participation with Destiny program. I mean, it has been without any comparison, the most profound and honest piece of work and material that I have ever seen as a human being, as a person, and I've never seen so in depth and also easygoing at the same time with in depth perspective on life and perspective on human being and what we can achieve in equality and oneness. So, it is my effort that have brought me here today, but it is the recipe of Destiny.org and Destiny Trust that I have used and utilized. So that is a little bit about me. And I would encourage anybody who has been in psychiatry, or even if you don't have been in psychiatry, you can still come to Destiny.org. It's open for anybody. If you're a carpenter or military or homeless, or if you're a student or whatever you are, please check out Destiny.org. It is something for you. Thank you very much.